The Bengals have secured their spot in the postseason. Broncos have not. John Popovich joins us from Cincinnati. Now, John's been covering the Bengals for years. John, thank you so much for spending some time with us. AJ McCarron, he's going to come to Mile High City, and he's going to win a football game that counts. I want you to say that with conviction.
Well, I'll tell you what, if I was talking about Andy Dalton coming in prime time on Monday night, I'm not sure I can say that with conviction even.
Okay.
So, you're right. I heard you guys talking about that, and it's going to be tough for McCarron. I thought it was difficult yesterday.
Okay.
Against a pretty poor San Francisco team, and coming there Monday is going to be. He's going to have to pull something out that we haven't seen yet.
It seems like one thing we know, though, A.J. McCarron is not lacking the confidence, comparing himself to Tom Brady. That's caused what seemed to be a firestorm. Did the Bengals organization, did this team in the locker room have confidence in him to potentially come in here and get a victory?
Well, they do, and I'll tell you this. I could see and hear that a lot earlier than when Andy Dalton got hurt. You talk to people about McCarron. They liked him a lot in the preseason. It was clear he was going to be the guy they were going to keep with how he, I guess, operated in a huddle, and the guys knew. They really know he prepares well. They say, when he shows up, there's no question about who's in charge and what he has to do. And you hear different things out of Cleveland about Johnny Manziel that he didn't know what to do. Mm-hmm. So I think they feel good about McCarron, but again, he's still making that transition, and he's thrown just the number of passes here yesterday and last week, and that's his total NFL experience.
John, let me ask you, for years the knock on Andy Dalton was this guy doesn't show up in primetime games. We know what his record is like in the postseason. He's not under center. And I wonder, based on what you've seen, very talented football team, no question about it. Do you believe this is a squad that will rise to the occasion? We know what's on the line. The winner is going to be home. They're going to have a first-round bye. Can the Bengals step up and win a football game on the road on the Monday night stage?
Well, it remains to be seen. Now, they went out to Arizona and played a pretty good game out there against a very good team and came very close to winning that game. So okay. I give them a lot of credit for doing that. Whether the elements are going to play a part and whether the spotlight's going to be pretty hot on Monday night, we'll have to see. I do think this team is a little further along. And a lot of people here point to Andy Dalton not showing up. The entire squad didn't show up in a lot of primetime games. I don't like to just lay it on the quarterback because you know how that stuff goes.
Sure.
He's the one that you're seeing. But I think there are guys that have grown up a lot in this organization and are a little further along. And it remains to be they could easily get blown out. But it's,
that's the hope here.
Time, I don't expect that to happen. I think they know that there's so much more important to this, and they could really put away their spot. They could also really put a dagger in the Steelers with a win on Monday night.
Mm-hmm.
John, the Bengals have a lot of offensive weapons. In some ways, they're very much basically like the Steelers. They've got a great receiving core, strong running game. Do you see them being able to do anything like the Steelers can do, considering the quarterback situation?
Well, you're exactly right. That makes a difference. The other thing is Tyler Eifert didn't play again yesterday. We'll have to see whether he comes back, and I'll tell you what, he is a big part of this whole offense. The other part is they haven't been running very well. They really, you think of Jeremy Hill and Giovanni Bernard have had good seasons, but this is not one of them. They're really inconsistent. You figured they were going to punch the ball at the 49ers yesterday. The 49ers don't defend the run, yet the Bengals had a hard time really doing that. Of course, the 49ers, also filled up the box and knew the run was coming. So it'll be interesting, and, we all know how good the Broncos defense is. So I think there are weapons here, but McCarron has to get the ball, and he has to distribute it, and he just has to take care of it.
All right, before we let you go, John, we're going to have a wager. Broncos win. You're going to take the three of us out for dinner at Montgomery Inn? And I tell you what, if the Bengals come here and win, we're going to take you and 2 of your friends out to Elway's for dinner. Does that sound good?
But that sounds like a fair deal. I've never been to Elway's, but I'm sure it's going to be very good. I'm sure he wouldn't put his name on a greasy spoon.
No.
Let's do it.
That's for sure. Hey, thanks again for your time, and hey, we're looking forward to Monday night. We hope it's a good
deal.
football
Thanks,
game.
guys. Glad to be on the review. Appreciate it.
All right.